You talked about a little bit about the abuse you suffered as a child. Can you go a
So
little bit more in detail about
s-
that?
I think the worst was the emotional abuse because my dad would yell and scream at you and names and whatnot before he would beat you. Like, and he'd take a belt and beat you. Like, he used to like to hold your hand and let you run around as he beat you. So you couldn't go anywhere, and he would just turn in a circle and
Hmm.
slap you with the belt. Uh, that was that was bad, but I, a lot of my abuse came from my brothers too. In that sometimes they would get abused by my father, and then I would get abused too from them because I was down. I would say something wrong to them, and they'd blow up at me,
Right.
and that hurt more than anything. I think
So,
because I became an isolated person in a family of 10.
hmm,
Yeah,
that's powerful.
yeah, that was the hardest part of my childhood was being alone.
And you're surrounded by so many siblings. You'd think that you would have people to share with, people to care for you and stuff, but
Yeah,
it sounds like the abuse that they were suffering, they were from your
everybody
father.
was
They were
caring
passing
for
that down.
themselves. Yeah,
And
and
they were,
didn't know how to care. We were never taught to care for anybody else.
hmm,
We
wow,
were taught to survive.
wow.
So
So this led to you wanting to have those suicidal thoughts, and then led to the drinking. So by 12, you're starting to steal beer from your father. And how did the alcohol develop? The issue with alcohol,
so after he dropped me with his fist,
right?
I went out that night and I bought a 40 ouncer.
Okay.
We lived in the country. You could
Hmm.
do it, no problem.
Yeah.
12 years old, I was 6 feet tall.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's like,
Those Danish genes.
yeah, yeah. And I had a brother 4 years older than me. We looked like twins.
Okay.
So I had legal ID by the time I was 14, I think.
Okay. Nice.
It was not a good thing, but
Or not nice.
yeah.
Not nice.
Yeah.
Not nice.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah. So,
So that night was the kind of
uh,
beginning of the real heavy consumption of alcohol.
basically, as soon as he did that, I went wild, like smoking marijuana, hash. Started smoking that right away because every I smoked my first joint in grade 8, so I knew people to get it from. Uh, alcohol, well, he was giving me beer shanties, so it really started there. And then, yeah, just my the brother that abused me sexually took me out to a big dance at the arena, and I went to the bar and ordered a double rum and coke, I think.
Mhm.
And the bartender looked at him and goes, "Is he old enough?" And he shook his head, and I was okay to buy drinks all night. So I was doing doubles and triples of rum and coke all night that night. Got so drunk, I staggered to the Legion to get a ride home, puked my guts out outside, fell down the stairs into the bar, and just crawled up to a table. And
And how old were you at this point?
I was 12 at that point.
You're 12. Wow.
Yeah, and then,
Drinking double rum and cokes
yeah,
all night.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. It was my drinking was insane. I would black out just about every time I drank. Like right from that age, I didn't black out that night. Well, maybe a little bit because I don't remember walking over to Legion.
Hmm.
I remember my mom freaking out at on me when I'm laying on my head on the table, and then get home that night. My man kicks me out of bed at 5 in the morning to shovel the snow out of the driveway, and then doesn't say another thing to me for 2 weeks. And the next thing he says to me, I'm walking in the Legion, and he goes, he's sitting having a drink, and he's like, "You want a drink?" And I looked at him and I go, "Nope, got a bottle."
Like
So
he was offering you?
he was offering me to sit down and drink with him.
Oh wow.
Yeah. But I was still so mad at him. I told him, piss off, basically. I can
Okay.
buy my own booze, you know,
Wow.
had a ton of money in the bank at the time. I lived quite high for the next couple of years.
Do you think he was trying to like make amends with you at that point, or
Or, you know, showing some sort of connection in that maybe you're a man now. I don't know.
interesting?
Yeah.
But in your own pride and ego, you weren't willing to
Uh,
accept that.
no, because he ruined it by not talking to me for 2 weeks, you know.
Right.
That's the problem with alcoholics is we don't know how to communicate.
Hmm.